This week, we've come to the beautiful valleys of Wales.
Our race takes place along the shores of this lake, but the numbers to the safe are stashed in canisters floating in the middle of the water, as is the safe.
So the speed machines they build have also got to float. I'll swim back then, yeah?
Safebreakers HQ, an abandoned old factory deep in the Welsh valleys. Inside this isolated old warehouse, we've created a state-of-the-art build zone, containing all the basic build materials and every tool our teams will ever need to construct their machines. I have literally no idea what that does. This time on Safebreakers, the race to collect the codes to the safe will take our two teams across land and water. Basically, they need to build something that's fast and that can float. An amphibious vehicle, if you will. Let's meet the two teams then, who thought up until 5 minutes ago this was a good idea. First up are the Cads. Sam, Big Simon, Little Simon, and team leader Steve. A team of brilliant young engineers from Buckingham. They met at primary school and have shared a passion for engineering ever since.
Our first major interest was in racing lawnmowers, high-speed racing lawnmowers. Gearing it up, making it go faster. As we got a bit bigger, a bit larger, we had to get things with bigger engines, so we started going on to cars, go-karts with big engines.
As the Cads grew up, they took their love of engineering into the classroom.
We all went off to university to study engineering, to turn what was a hobby now into something that makes us money. Within a year or two, we'll all be chartered engineers.
These boys are seriously qualified. They have literally dozens of letters after their names.
B-Eng, yeah.
I'm an M-Eng.
You're M-Eng, yeah. What are you, like Agri-IMechie?
Well,
Should be a chartership though.
But still.
C-Eng.
C-Eng.
So, just to clarify. Clear? No, me neither. But crucially, those letters after Sam's name mean that he is a naval architect, which may come in very handy indeed.
Being a naval architect, I think we do have the edge because I've done a lot of calculations prior to coming here.
Calculations that they ran on their beloved Computer-Aided Design System, or CADS for short. Their opposition today is a bunch of lads cut from a very different cloth. They are the Tractor Boys. I wonder what university they went to.
University of Radness.
From Milton Keynes, the Tractor Boys are team leader Stuart, his brother James, their dad Richard, and best friend Ben. The boys are all self-taught mechanics who cut their teeth working for Richard on the farm, rebuilding and repairing tractors and combines.
Just general big farming stuff, basically.
Dad pretty much taught us everything we know, tinkering with engines and welders and grinders. It's all about just being thrown into a problem and basically just solving it yourself without having to resort to a textbook.
Laptops.
So these boys spend their days rebuilding and restoring tractors and combines, but off the clock, their attention turns to speed machines.
We put a lot of big, fast engines in things that shouldn't really have them in.
Dad's restoring a 1967 TVR Griffith. Ben's building a drift car for next year's Drift Championships, and I'm building a Renault Clio with an Audi TT engine. Probably the edge with our team over the other team is we've been there, done that, made that, raced it.
It's the University of Engineering versus the University of Radness, and the winner gets a chance to take home £5,000.
Cads, Tractor Boys, welcome to the warehouse. This is going to be your home for the next couple of days. You've now got identical workshops. All the tools are the same. 2 days. You up for this?
Yes.
You ready, boys?
Yes.
OK, let's get started. Off you go.
They now have just 2 10-hour days in which to build the amphibious machines before racing them over land and water on day 3. The teams were given £1,000 to spend on the raw materials, and what they couldn't buy, they had to beg, borrow or find in the back of their garage. Having consulted their computers, the CADs put their money towards a 600cc motorbike engine, a couple of dozen metres of marine ply and steel tubing, some heavy-duty wheels, and a jet ski engine. But how are these super qualified engineers going to bring it all together?
Now then, young Steve, were there any other designs that you considered?
We toyed with a hovercraft, because that can go on land and any sea.
Yeah.
We toyed with having inflatables that came out when we went into the ocean, which is why we settled on the final design,
Right.
which involves having floats lifted up out of the water, and as we go back in, it lowers back down.
So these green bits are going to go...
Yeah, basically these go up.
What's going to happen to the wheels once you hit the water?
When we go into the water, press a button, and the whole steering mechanism is going to lift up.
I feel like I'm talking to Q from James Bond.
Yeah. Oh, that'd
And
be
he's
nice,
just showing
wouldn't it?
he's just showing me Bond's
Yeah.
new vehicle.
The CADs have gone for a straightforward V-shaped wooden hull, but that's the only simple thing about their design. They're going to be running 2 engines during the race, a motorbike engine to power the wheels on land, and a jet ski engine on water. And here's where it gets really technical. When the CADs do hit the water, they've designed an electrical system to raise their front wheels and lower a pair of outriggers.
You've only got 2 days to build this. Is that possible?
All of our designs have been done on this CAD software.
Okay, to explain what that means to me.
So we've got software on these laptops here, which basically means we can draw our design in a virtual world. Before we even lifted a hammer, we can tell you what the performance of our vehicle is going to be.
So this is kind of like the 5th member of the team, because it's the computer that's doing all the hard work.
It doesn't help you all the time. There's still some unknowns out there. You know, you can't run every test on these.
The question is, can you build it on time?
Ask me again tomorrow.
The self-taught tractor boys spent their cash on box section and steel sheeting, a set of car and motorbike wheels, bearings, sprockets and chains, and a mighty 1000cc motorbike engine. They also bought a gearbox from an old hay baler they had kicking around the barn.
That's what I like to see, Stuart. Got your old man down on his knees doing all the hard work.
He's doing all the work. I'm studying the drawing.
It looks like you've done that on the back of a fag pack in a pub.
Yeah, well, £1,000 went towards quite a few beers.
What about your original designs? Which ones did you decide to throw away?
We threw quite a few away, to be honest. We were going to have a single wheel at the front and then 2 drive wheels at the back.
Like a Robin Reliant?
Exactly, like a Robin Reliant. But then we thought, well, that might tipple over. So it was going to slow us down.
It would have been great fun to us to watch, though.
It would have been great fun, yeah. Yeah, so this is our final design.
The tractor boys' design is simplicity itself. They've opted for a flat-bottomed box steel hull, with one big bike engine to power their rear wheels on land and their propeller on the water. A clutch disengages the wheels from the engine when they're in the water, focusing the power on the propeller.
What I'm looking at is lots of muscle and grit and hard work. The boys over there, it's pristine. Everything's been worked out very carefully.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're the CAD boys, aren't they? They're great at designing stuff on paper. They know the principles, they've sat in all the lectures. It's just whether they can put it into practice.
All right, lads.
With 2 hours of their 2-day build time already gone, the tractor boys' practical experience is beginning to show. They're well on the way to finishing their metal hull frame. Once built, all they need to do is mount their engine, fit the drive chains, and build a clutch to transfer the power from the wheels to the propeller when they hit the water. So how are the CADs getting on outside the comfort of the classroom? Oh dear.
Straight through.
The CADs are already starting to fall behind. With 3 hours gone, they're only starting their hull, and they've still got to fit both engines and build that electronically retractable wheel and outrigger system.
So we've got 2 really clearly definable characters over these teams. The super qualified CADs over here that have spent their life in a classroom getting qualifications. And on that side, you've got the tractor boys. They've grown up on a farm. If they've not been able to take something apart at the age of 2, they've been disowned. So as it stands, both teams well on their way, both going about it in very different directions. Join us after the break when we'll see these machines really start to take shape.
In the bowels of this derelict factory deep in the Welsh valleys, 2 teams are frantically constructing amphibious vehicles. Machines that can race over land and water to collect numbers that will form the combination to the safe containing £5,000. 4 hours into the build, and with only 16 hours left, a front runner is emerging.
You boys do the axle at the front, I'll cut the back end out, then we'll join it together.
Who's making tea?
Ben.
Ben.
Job done.
We'll go, we'll do it then.
The code from the edge of the axle. 36,
Our two teams are competing under the watchful gaze of our chief in-house engineer, Andy Garrett. It's his job to keep me informed and to make sure that each design is safe and works well enough to at least make it to the starting line.
Thought we'd find you on a computer. How's it all going?
It's going OK. Yeah, really conscious of the time. We still haven't completed our complicated steering mechanism yet.
Right.
So, yeah, still a bit worried about that.
So this is the bit at the front that's going to
Yes.
lift up when you get to the wall?
That's right. It's the most complicated part.
The CAD's design is an exhibition in intricate engineering. A lightweight, streamlined hull that incorporates retractable front wheels. The idea being that when they hit the water, the wheels will clear, reducing drag and increasing speed. But it's not all good news.
Can we try and make it a little bit more complicated for you in some capacity?
Oh, no, please. No.
So do you think you've been a little over-ambitious and made it a little over-complicated?
Yesterday I was very excited and yeah, we can do this. Now the build started, not quite as confident as I was.
Get back to it, Steve.
Thank you.
5 hours into the build and the CADs should be working on that retractable steering mechanism, but they're still making the frame for their hull. If only that computer could help with the building bit too. Meanwhile, the tractor boys, with their years of practical experience, have completed one part of the chassis and are now working on the axle, drive mechanism, and are fitting the rear wheels with a precision tool that they brought with them from the farm.
Stuart,
It's not there.
I'm impressed.
Ben.
Where did this come from?
Found it over the back.
Something you just knocked
Yeah,
together?
yeah.
You're practically done, aren't you?
We're marching on.
I'm amazed, Andy, at the speed that these guys have worked
They
at.
put it together quick, but it's looking quite heavy.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be the lightest boat in the world.
What's the one thing that's really worrying you?
The main concern for us in this build is the chains. We've actually got two sets of chains because we've only got one motorbike engine essentially running the prop and the wheels. So that's two chains that could potentially wobble off and fall off at any time if we don't get them 100% aligned.
If they fall off, that's it?
It's pretty much game over.
The tractor boys have gone for a powerful and heavy design, the sort of thing that could definitely plough a field, but might struggle to float. They're powering their rear wheels and their propeller from the same engine. This requires two drive chains, and if they're not perfectly aligned, they'll fall off the sprockets, leaving the tractor boys stranded without power. And that's not all.
This clutch that you're going to build, that's going to...
Yeah, we're going to try and build a disengagement clutch, so basically we can turn off the rear wheels when we're in the water.
Okay.
I mean, it's a very basic engagement, disengagement unit. It'll have to be at 0 RPM before we disengage it.
So you've got to stop to engage it.
They're installing a basic clutch so that they can disengage the wheels and focus the power on the propeller when they're in the water. But if they don't stop before they engage it, the two sets of teeth will rip each other and the rest of the clutch apart.
So while you're doing that, the other team's going to be...
Well, we're going to be that far in front by that point
Oh,
anyway.
okay, so you'll be all right, yeah.
And we
Yeah,
might
they're
get
gonna-
covered in
they're
a bit of
still gonna
spray
be
by then
catching
when we're lapping them, but I mean, that's about the end.
7 hours are already up, and with both teams working frantically to bring their land-stroke-water racing machines together, I take a trip to learn a bit more about amphibious vehicles and the unique design challenge that faces our teams. This may look like a toy from an Action Man Christmas cracker, but it's actually the Rolls-Royce of land-sea vehicles. This is Chris Hines. He spent his life working with amphibious vehicles, and that's why I wanted to meet him. And he said I could have a go.
Hiya, Chris.
Hello, Ben. Good to see you.
Should we go for a spin?
Yes, please.
Here we go. Wow. So what are the complications then, Chris, when you're building an amphibious craft?
Getting it in the water is a key issue. That transition, there are so many variables. First of all, what means of propulsion they're using? Do they have enough clearance?
So the biggest danger our teams face is the transition, getting in and out of the water.
So that's the tricky bit.
That's the hard bit.
But what does Chris make of our team's designs?
And what about the two designs from the CADs, let's say?
Their transition from land to sea looks to be potentially the smoother of the two.
OK, and in terms of the tractor boys then, what do you like about their design?
They've gone for big and beautiful, generously, and that's fine on land. But on C, it's that power ratio. It will move it. It's whether it'll move it fast enough for them to beat the other boys.
Yeah. Because it's a race at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And they want to win the £5,000.
Absolutely right.
Very picturesque lake.
It's very nice.
John Nettles somewhere. Has there been a murder in the village? That's it.
Back at the warehouse, the first day is almost over. The tractor boys, with the years of hands-on experience repairing farm machinery with Dad, Richard, are ploughing ahead. While the Cads, 4 friends with a whole range of engineering qualifications, are taking a more thoughtful approach.
We'll actually discuss how we're going to lash it up. We're going to put the axle in first, and then put the engine in afterwards and line the engine up with the axle rather than the other way round.
Yeah, we're going to do it that way.
Yeah.
Getting to grips with the jet ski engine.
Yeah, we've got to make sure our engines start on the day as well. Yeah, don't want that catching us out. Yeah.
Tomorrow, test day.
Yes.
You're allowed to test one thing.
We really, really want to test these outriggers that fold down.
Yeah.
And the part we talked about earlier, where the wheels lift out of the water, yeah, it's the most complicated part. They have to work.
OK.
Very much.
Have you been keeping an eye on the boys next door?
Yes.
Is that adding to the pressure, do you think?
Yes, they've made very, very good progress. Those boys work incredibly quickly. I'm very scared. I still think our design's better, but I'm a bit scared that we're going to run out of time and they'll be ready to rock and roll.
Over with the tractor boys, Dad Richard is working on the gearbox. But where did they source this vital part? A high-performance sports car? Nah, of course not. He pulled it out of an old hay baler they had kicking around the farm.
I'm quietly confident that it'll work. Otherwise, the boys won't be pleased.
Tomorrow,
Yeah, tomorrow.
test day. You're allowed to test one thing.
It's got to be these chains and sprockets and alignment, really. Once that chain alignment is done, then our next biggest worry is keeping it watertight, which we've got enough silicone and duct tape to make it watertight.
Right, off you go.
See ya.
This is it. We're coming towards the end of day one. We've got our CAD engineers over here, university educated, spent their life in the classroom. And then we've got the self-taught tractor boys, been on Dad's farm since they were knee-high to a grasshopper. Right now, you've got to fancy the tractor boys, haven't you?
Yeah, they're certainly getting on with it, aren't they? I think the Cads, I don't think they've realised that half their time has gone and they're nowhere near halfway through their build. But I think maybe their design's better if they can get it all together and finish it in time, which is a big if. I think they're in with a chance.
With just 1 hour left on day one, the Cads haven't finished their hull, or mounted the motorbike engine, or the jet ski engine, or built their retractable steering mechanism, or even put any wheels on. Over in the other build area, James and Ben have almost completed the front section. Meanwhile, Dad Richard and Stuart
Which one do you like?
have fitted the rear axle and wheels and are now boxing in the rest of the frame.
OK, gents, can you stop working? Can I have your attention? Rich, put the grinder down. That's it. That is the end of day one. It's been a very busy day. We're at different stages of the build. Tomorrow, as you know, is all about the testing. Hopefully, you'll have something to test. So get yourselves home, good night's sleep, good feed, and we'll see you bright and early.
It's been a long day, but I think it's gone well. We've got most of the stuff done that we wanted to do today.
Yeah, we are feeling like we're ahead of the game, especially when looking at what the other team have been up to today, which isn't really a lot, to be honest.
Oh, they're working so fast. I'm hoping what that means is it's not going to be as accurate as ours.
Well, hopefully.
Because that boat just appeared out of nowhere. Tomorrow, we need to work about twice as fast as we worked today.
Inside this derelict factory, the Cads are going head-to-head with the tractor boys, putting their mechanical and engineering skills on the line as they attempt to build an amphibious vehicle. They have 1 day left before they race their machines on land and through water, collecting the numbers that will form the combination to the safe containing £5,000. The fastest team wins the right to try and break the safe. A lifetime of practical experience building and racing vehicles means the Tractor Boys are very competitive and feeling confident.
We're pretty much a self-taught outfit. Most of the stuff that we've learned has come from Dad. Winning this competition is obviously quite important to us. We hope to win, we'd like to win.
We are going to win.
We are going to win, yeah. We didn't drive all this way to come second.
The Cads are hugely qualified engineers, friends who have nurtured their knowledge through years of study.
Well, apart from our reputations as engineers being on the line here, we're representing, all young engineers that have been to university and working hard at the moment. We want that money.
Yeah, we need that money. We need to pay our university fees.
Yeah. Oh, good one, yeah, good one, yeah.
It's experience versus theory. And so far, the Tractor Boys' experience is the favourite.
And what we're going to do, Ben, we're going to join it up next.
The Cads have finally finished their hull.
Boys, we've done our hull.
Good. Looks good.
Come on.
Yes.
I'm not sure they've got time for team bonding. They've still got to mount both their engines and build their complicated retractable steering system, and I've got under 10 hours to do it.
Right, carry on.
So, Steve, here we are. Start of day 2. How you feeling?
We've got a lot to do. We've got to go twice as fast as we did yesterday. Those boys over there work at an astonishing rate, so we've really got to pick the pace up.
Testing coming up.
Yes.
Last night when we spoke, it was the mechanism for the outriggers.
Yes.
And the raising of the front wheels.
Yes.
Are we still hoping to be testing that?
Yes, we are. We
Great.
really, really feel that we want to test these because that's going to give us the edge.
Good luck, mate.
Thanks very much.
Get stuck in.
Cheers.
Stuart.
Ben.
Morning.
Yeah, how you doing?
Day 2.
Yep, big day.
Important day. How you feeling?
Quietly confident. We just literally got to join the front end to the rear end.
That's quite a big moment, right?
Yeah, we're hoping that the two are going to bolt together nicely. And then probably the biggest part for the test aspect is getting our chain alignment all correct. So I think over the next few hours, it won't look like we're doing much, but it's fine fettling that we'll be doing.
Love a bit of fine fettling.
Love a bit of fettling.
OK, I'll let you carry on and start fettling.
Got it? Got it.
Time for the Tractor Boys to face their first real test. Will the two independently fabricated hull sections actually fit together?
Up, Ben.
Hang on.
You were there, you were there, you were there.
Go on. Leave a bit loose, James.
Where are you putting that vertical?
Job done.
That's through.
Marvellous. Can I have a cup of tea?
It's been round to have a look at the other team, and it's really worrying us now. They've got a boat, and they're nearly ready to go. And as you can see, our boat's the wrong way up. We've got no wheels.
Yeah, the front, anything up the front?
So now we're starting to panic a little bit.
Stuart, put out on it.
She's a beauty.
The Tractor Boys align their drive chains and start work on that all-important clutch.
Put the clutch in, and the whole lot will turn together.
It's looking rad to the power of 6.
The Cads have fallen further behind. With panic setting in, the precious laptops have been abandoned.
We go up.
With under 6 hours remaining, the Cads have fallen so far behind, they've had to do the one thing that no team ever wants to do.
Pull your back. We'll stop there, Sam. Good.
The rules state, if your pride will allow it, you can ask for assistance from Andy and his engineers if it looks as though you'll fail to complete your vehicle in time for the race.
We've been doing everything the best we can, and unfortunately we just judged time wrong. We've run out of time, so we had to bring in the engineers.
Sensing their humiliation, the charitable Tractor Boys decide they'd also like to lend a hand.
Oh, that looks important, boys.
Looking good, Cads. Have you got a second? We understand that maybe we're, got a bit of a lead on you guys, so we wanted to help you out as much as we could. Which one of you is the driver?
Me.
OK, you get the go faster armbands.
Oh, thank you very much.
And the rest of you get these. Nice and brightly coloured so we won't lose you at sea. Enjoy, guys. Well, we helped them out with the armbands. They didn't seem too impressed. One of the guys looked like he wanted to punch me, but hopefully they won't need them.
This is the test arena. Cutting edge, state of the art. I say that, it's just the empty warehouse next door. The one with the leaky roof. First up, the Cads. This is where our teams get to test out the one element of their design they're worried about. Of course, the one thing they can't test is whether or not it'll float.
You've got a chance to test one thing only. We were hoping, of course, it was going to be the automated outriggers with the front wheels.
We've had to abort having the downward ones. We've just gone for some fixed ones.
That's quite a compromise, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be quite unsteady. It's not going to, help our handling on land.
We want to test the all-important raising of the front wheels.
Where these wheels are at the moment, they're creating a lot of drag in the water. So you bring them up here, like this, out of the depth of the water, it will free us up and go much faster in the water.
Connect up the battery.
OK.
So 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, try again.
Oh dear. Should we try again?
Yeah, let's try again.
3, 2, 1, rise.
It really doesn't work.
What's gone wrong?
Don't know.
Under the pressure of time, the CADs have wired up the wheel mechanism incorrectly. It isn't getting any power.
We need to change the wires around. Just swap
Those two. They're for the Skyjack.
for the load.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. It's trying. It's working.
And perfect height.
We did it!
Well done, guys. Do you want to go and finish it off?
Yep.
Okay. Well done, guys.
Next up, it's the tractor boys.
So just remind me again then, Stuart, what it is that you're going to be doing?
Just be checking our chain alignment, making sure that that's all correct so when we fire it up, hopefully the chain won't fall off. And also check our clutch engagement system so we can disconnect the rear wheels when we're in the water.
Right then, gents, let's fire her up and see if it actually works.
The tractor boys have one engine to power their machine on land and water. They're about to find out if their all-important clutch can successfully switch power from the wheels to the propeller when they hit the water.
You lot don't look that impressed.
We knew it was going to work.
Yeah. No problems though, Stuart, with the clutch.
No, it seems to engage and disengage quite well.
Well done. Congratulations.
A very successful testing, but with only 2 hours remaining, the CADs still have to mount their second engine, sort out their electrics and waterproof the entire hull. The tractor boys, however, have only got one thing left to do. Paint job. With time ticking away, the CADs work furiously to get their vehicle finished. Next door, the tractor boys finish with a flourish.
OK, gents, have your attention. Simon, Richard, that's it. The build is over.
We worked our absolute socks off today, and we're actually very proud of what we've got and what we've achieved.
It's looking good, yes. Just hope it performs as good as it looks.
I'm very confident that we're going to be a lot lighter than the other team, so potentially we're going to be faster in the water.
Yeah, feeling quite confident. We've got a bigger engine than them and our boat looks a damn sight cooler.
The tractor boys' agricultural muscle machine weighs in at a hulking ½ a ton. The liquid-cooled V-twin engine gives them an incredible 60 miles per hour on land, but its surface-piercing propeller can only move the heavy hull up to 7 knots, about 8 miles an hour, on water, assuming it floats. Weighing in at a dainty 280 kilograms, the CAD's lightweight hull and jet ski engine gives them an impressive top speed of 10 knots, about 12 miles per hour on water, but only if those retractable wheels work.
Right now, it's time for you to take your overalls off. The next time you see these bad boys, it's race time.
It's race day. The tractor boys versus the CADs. Experience versus theory. Agricultural power versus intricate engineering. Time to find out whose vehicle will be victorious and who'll win the right to try and break the safe.
OK, gents, everybody feeling ready? This is it. It's race time. Now's when we find out if all those days of hard work have been worth it, or should you spend all that time down in the pub?
To break the safe and win £5,000, the teams need to collect 3 numbers that make up the combination. They will race in separate time trials. Starting with the long straight, a tight left-hand turn takes them into the water, where they must collect the canisters containing the first 2 numbers, then race back to land. The course is 1 kilometre in length, 500 metres on the land and 500 metres on water. The team that completes the challenge quickest will be rewarded with the final number to the combination that breaks the safe.
You ready for this? OK, good luck, boys. May the best team win.
First on the blocks are the tractor boys. It's time to find out if their menacing machine can chew up the land, spit out the water, and earn them a shot of £5,000.
My heart is pounding. Should we see if they float?
Let's go.
Here we go. Look at the teeth coming at us.
It's very fast. The heavy metal hull only just holds the corner.
That was fantastic.
Coming up,
Awesome.
the tractor boys take to the water, but will they stay afloat?
I think they've got a dustpan bailing out.
And the cads have trouble just getting started.
We've got now to get it into gear.
It's race day. The practical experience of the tractor boys versus the classroom clout of the cats in a time trial over land and water. During the race, the teams must collect the numbers to our safe, but only the winner earns the right to try and break the safe containing £5,000. The tractor boys were up first, burning up the stretch on land and hitting the water in incredible time.
That was fantastic.
It was awesome.
But will their heavy metal hull float?
I think they've got a dustpan bailing out.
Not only is it floating, it's flying. The tractor boys have the first canister in their sights.
OK, so the first canister.
It's going well.
With the first canister and the first number secured, they're on their way to breaking the safe, and their heavy hull is setting a blistering pace.
Some assisted steering with the paddle everything on this side. Oh, they've gone a bit wide. They've gone a bit wide. They got it. They've got it.
They've got it. They've got it. Hooray.
With both canisters snared in double quick time, only one obstacle remains: tricky transition from lake to land.
And this is when Richard's going to have to re-engage. Swap the clutch back again.
Put the clutch back in to drive the wheels.
Going to take the pedal. Oh, he's changing now. Look, he's changing the clutch.
Yep.
Come on then. This is it. Come on then, boys. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, come on, lads.
The tractor boys seem to have lost power to their wheels.
We've got to get it up. We've got to get it up. Come on, boys.
Yeah, go on, boy. Come on,
boys.
Come on, you can do it.
The clutch should have kicked in and the rear wheels should be driving the boys up onto shore.
You're nearly there. Yeah, get on the bike, you're out. Get on the bike.
Go on, go, go, go.
Get on the bike.
Go, 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 go. Well then. Well done. You got it out. That was tough.
You could say that.
So what happened?
The chain had come off.
You lost the chain.
That chain's was dry for.
I can't believe that.
Oh, you're joking.
No, that big rock.
And you hear the rock coming out, which is the problem.
So it wasn't the clutch. In a cruel twist of fate, the tractor boys hit a rock in the shallows, throwing their chain and leaving them powerless.
Oh, right, OK, it's skidding around there, but it doesn't come... Oh, nightmare.
No drive to the chain, no wheels, can't come out of the water. And it's quite a heavy boat to pull out.
Well, look, well done, boys. We'll let you know what your time was when the other guys have crossed the finish line.
OK.
And you'll know whether you boys have managed to get all 3 canisters and going to get a chance to break the safe.
Time to see if the CAD's calculations can earn them a shot at £5,000.
Tractor boys have done their thing. Let's see what these CADs have got for us. Ready? Go! So you've forgotten how to get it into gear. Oh, they started. They started. What was that about?
The CADs don't cut quite as dashing a figure on land as their rivals.
They look a bit like Wallace and Gromit.
Come on, the CADs!
Time to find out if duct tape will keep them afloat.
Straight in the water.
They're not sinking, but they do need to get those wheels up.
The wheels are out of the water. Yeah. They're shouting at each other. I've got no idea what they're saying.
No, right-hand side! Right-hand side!
With the wheels retracted, they glide towards the first canister.
It's going well.
Hey.
Oh, they've run over the buoy. They've got the canister.
First one?
Yeah.
Oh, they picked up some speed now. Definitely the wheels made a massive difference, didn't they, when they lifted them out? There's less drag.
With the second canister in sight, the CADs are really starting to enjoy themselves.
Did they get it? It's going to be very, very tight looking at this time.
But how will they handle the transition from lake to land?
The wheels are going down, they're going down. The wheels are in the water. Here they go, they've got a bit more pace coming up to the water. Now then. Finished with a wheelie! Well done, Simon. Wow. It seemed to make a big difference once the wheels got up at the front.
Yeah.
When you're in the water.
Once the wheels were up, we were flying.
Well, gents, that was a very, very impressive performance. Congratulations, a phenomenal achievement, and you've got round. We're going to let you both know who's managed to do the fastest time. The fastest team will get a chance to break the safe. Gents, first things first, congratulations. 2 days ago, you rocked up at our factory. You had some steel and some wheels and a motorbike engine. You had some plywood and some bars. And look what you've managed to achieve. Truly incredible achievement. It was a time trial. Whoever was the fastest will get this, the last canister, the last number for the combination and the chance to break the safe and win £5,000. It was a phenomenal race, but one of you was faster. And the team that got the quickest time was... the CADs.
Come on!
Well done, CADs. You had a time of 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Tractor boys, 4 minutes and 25 seconds. A minute and a bit stuck trying to get out of the water on the edge. Gents, you get a chance to break the safe. Good luck.
Cheers, Ben.
Cheers.
Ben.
We've had a hell of a lot of fun. So, yeah, the CAD guy, pretty impressive in the water.
I'm well happy with the machine, really. It just didn't quite have the luck on the day, so fair enough, isn't it?
Gentlemen, congratulations. Here we are on the edge of your chance to win £5,000. As you can see, in the middle of the lake is our safe. You now have 3 canisters, inside of which is a number. Take them out, let's have a look.
3.
Sam's got number 3, Steve's got number 7, Simon's got number 5. Okay, those 3 numbers form the combination to the lock for that safe. I'm not going to tell you what order they are going to go in, but I am going to tell you 2 things. One is there's 6 possible combinations. The second is you're going to have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get from the start line to the safe, work out the combination, and try and break the safe. If you do that, you'll win £5,000. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clock will begin ticking as soon as your wheels cross that line. Get yourselves to the start. Off you go. Good luck.
This is it. £5,000 is within their grasp.
Then they get the wheels up.
The retractable wheels climb out of the water, ready for the powerful jet ski engine to kick in.
That's slower than it was. It was going faster than that before.
But with precious seconds ticking away, there's a problem.
They get the wheels on.
It seems they have no power.
It's getting slower. It's not looking good. 10 seconds.
All they can do is float impotently on the water as their dreams of paying off student loans with the £5,000 slip away.
3, 2, 1. I think there might be some time.
Should we go and rescue them in our boat?
Yeah, quick, go and get the beast. Go and get the beast and drag them back in. Go on, the boys!
As if losing the money and machine failure wasn't enough, the CADs suffer the final indignity of being rescued by their repaired rockets.
Here they come.
We just didn't seem to have any power. We had the engine on full throttle, and we didn't seem to be going anywhere. And we were quite confused as to why we weren't doing that. And then, then the time had passed and we missed it.
Kind of fell apart a little bit at the end there.
We think the impeller went.
Yeah.
The what went?
The impeller.
Unfortunately for the CADs, when they pulled that spectacular wheelie at the end of their time trial, their jet ski engine grounded and sucked up loose stone that shredded the propeller, leaving them powerless on the water.
I think you've all been fantastic sports. It's been an amazing few days, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
But well done to both. You've been fantastic.
Cheers. We still feel like we've won.
We're still,
still really happy. It's been a great time anyway.
Yeah, it's sad not to have even got a chance to get to the safe, but all good fun.